Mm.
Welcome to the Mac and Cheese Podcast. And tonight, Peter will introduce our special guest tonight.
Yeah, so we have a special guest that's become one of my dear chosen sisters in Christ. Lead singer of probably the best band to come from Chicago area in quite some time now. This is Jennifer Benson from Ignition.
Hey, thanks so much. How are you guys doing?
Cold.
Yeah, me too.
How are you tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Cold too, but doing good.
Yeah. No, it's crazy that it was like 55 here two days ago. Now it's like 15.
I know. It's crazy. It was beautiful Sunday and Monday. I'm not complaining. It was gorgeous. But then, now it goes down to 15 and it's all over the place.
So Sunday here was like 70 degrees, 79 degrees.
70.
Which is exactly why we don't want to hear about you complaining about a cold front.
I'm cold-blooded, though. Here's the thing. I'm cold-blooded, though. So I can cold all the time. I'm surprised I don't have a blanket around me, because that would be me most of the time. Are we going back and forth?
Yeah, so go ahead and start with your first one.
So how did you start your music career?
Well, actually, when I was 15, I felt called to do this, and I started like songwriting and singing like on the worship team and everything. And then kind of got distracted for a little while in my life, and then decided one day I want to do this. I want to start a band, and so I just put out ads, honestly, in Craigslist, and I reached out to people in Band Mix and held auditions, and then just kind of started it that way, and started just managing the band myself and booking the band and posting on social media, and it just grew from there. So.
Awesome. No, it's been awesome just to be able to see you guys grow and into getting signed with Empire and stuff like that. It's just been true blessing to really be able to see you guys grow like that.
Thanks.
So with fast forward or rewinding quickly to even before that, how did you first decide to make the decision to come to Christ?
Yeah, that's a great question. I grew up Catholic, and I thought good works and being a good person would get me to heaven. And then my sister brought me to a church, and my friend invited me. She recently moved from California to Illinois, and she invited me to Campus Life, and they shared the gospel there. And I just decided to give my life to Christ after hearing the gospel and hanging out with at those groups. So that's kind of how it happened.
Awesome. That's a wonderful group, because I actually used to be participant in one of their campus life, in Campus Crusade, Ultimate Frisbee outreaches,
cool.
which did a lot of fun, but also probably way more damage to my body than I'm aware of. But hey, details. I mean, you're supposed to run through trees when you're 20. No big deal.
Right. Not a big deal at all. It's perfectly natural.
Yeah. What you got for your next one, Mary?
Whose music do you like to listen to besides your own, currently?
What songs?
Or what artist?
Oh yeah. Well, I love to listen to Flyleaf, Lacey Sturm. Those are two of my favorites. Skillet is another one of my favorite that I listen to. I like I Prevail too. Their songs are pretty amazing. 1,000 Foot Crutch. I like Disciple. So yeah, those are probably the main bands I listen to.
Nice. That's a solid list. Yeah, I actually just got into that. I won a little bit lately. It's like, ooh, they actually got a good sound to them.
Yeah, they do. They're awesome.
Yeah. Right on that note, obviously I've seen it happen more than I care to admit with the poetry that God's gifted me to write and such. Which one or a couple of your songs do you think have helped you through the tough times in life lately?
Yeah. Well, You're Not Alone was really therapeutic for me to write, because it just talks about struggles I've been dealing with, and betrayal, and just all the garbage in life, and depression, anxiety, and it just, is saying you're not alone. And so it comes from what I've experienced in my feelings, and I want others to know that, that they're not alone through this, and they can depend on God through the trials. And I would say also Carries Me is another one. It talks about God's love carrying us through the heartache, and even if people are not there for us, that He is always there for us through everything. So.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful message. Obviously, Not Today has been a huge one of mine, or whatever, with this year especially. But actually, I don't know if I told you this one or not. When stuff had gotten finalized with the divorce a while ago, I guess like a month ago or so now,
Yeah.
I'd gone back into like old school playlist on YouTube that I hadn't listened to in forever.
Yeah.
Put on random and put it on. And of all things, the first song that came up was Calling Out to You.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's so
It's
cool.
like, woof. And then like I hadn't even realized it at first. It's like that comes on. It's like, wait a second, that's her. It's like, so I hadn't even put two and two together with that song because I hadn't heard it in so long. It's like, oh, cool, I've got something else to brag to her about now.
Awesome. Yeah.
So, and that one's just helped through. I mean, you've seen how dark it's gotten at times this year, so that one's
Yeah.
really been encouraging.
Good. I'm glad it's helped and ministered to you. That's awesome.
So I guess I have the next question. Who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
So I would love to collaborate with John Cooper of Skillet, maybe co-write a song with him. I would love to collaborate with Lacey Sturm too, Flyleaf. I've had the privilege to collaborate with, Kevin Young of Disciple, and then Ben Casca, who used to be in Skillet, and Samir of Flyleaf, and that was really cool. I'm just grateful to have done that. But yeah, if I could in the future, that would be amazing.
No, I still remember the first time I'd actually seen what Lacey in terms of on stage as opposed to the video, because video you can't tell how tiny she actually is.
Yeah,
and then she walks out on stage. She's like this 5 foot at best, and yet has one of the most powerful voices I've ever heard.
Yes, I know. I remember meeting her too, and I'm not that tall, but
Right.
she was shorter than me. She was like up to here. I'm like, wow, I was not expecting that. But
Yeah, not with that screaming ability. No way it should come from that small of a package.
I know. She's such a powerhouse. It's amazing. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, obviously Haley Williams can get up there too, but she looks the part.
Right.
So, okay. Now you'd mentioned obviously, and Lord knows we've all had difficult times in life and stuff like that. But you had mentioned specifically getting distracted for a bit. What did that entail, and how did God call you away from that eventually?
There's some things with people around me. It just seems like constant betrayal, and then we're from Chicago, but we moved to Tennessee for a little bit, and then we moved back, and the apartment we rented ended up being like, she took a lot of money for the deposit from us, and it ended up like, it was disgusting. Like, when we went into the walkthrough, it was fine, but then we realized later there was an air purifier in there. But we moved in, and the smell was awful. Like, I couldn't breathe at night. And then there was like a smell of like cat pee and like marijuana, like all this stuff that she tried to hide from us. So I had to move out in a couple days, and then she took all our money and wouldn't give us the deposit back. And she went to a church in this area too. So that's another thing. So it was just like insanity. So we found ourselves not having a place to live. We had to move back in with my parents because we just, spent all our money moving and giving her a deposit. And so that was just insane, like really heartbreaking. And then on top of that, other people around me betraying me and some family betraying me. It was just like one thing after the other after the other. And then recently we had things with my husband. He just got laid off. I don't know. It just seems to be constant like chaos.
Yeah.
Something's going on. Like Satan's trying to destroy us or like throw us off
Right.
course all the time. But but yeah, that was one of the things. But God provided like in an amazing, miraculous way where we didn't think we would be able to buy a home again because of everything that happened, but we were able to. And so yeah, he provided, and it was cool. Like the night we slept in our house the first night. The morning we woke up, there was a huge rainbow in the backyard. And I'm like, wow, it was fall, and there was like the fall colors, and I just felt like that was God saying, you know what, I'm going to get you out of these crazy messes that happen. And, and I'm always going to be there for you. And just the rainbow was like so encouraging. It was really cool.
What is it with you and rainbow stories? I swear you have like more than anyone I know.
I don't know. This whole summer, there's been rainbow after rainbow after rainbow. It's been so insane. Like I spoke at a church in Wapaka, Wisconsin. Right after I spoke, there was a rainbow. And then this other time we performed, it was like raining. And I'm like, oh, great, we're going to get canceled. And we started, and then all of a sudden, it stopped, and there was a rainbow when we first started the set. And it was like, I don't know. I feel like God's like trying to, speak to me in rainbows and encourage me because, just to kind of let me know he's there, and he's not going to forget about me. And I feel like that's helped me because of the struggles we're going through now. I'm thinking back on that in the summer, and I'm like, okay, he got us through this. He got us through this. So he's going to get us through the next try.
Right. There we
But,
go.
yeah.
Sorry, my mom's texting me. She's
No, you're fine. You're fine.
she's currently at Buc-ee's in Texas. So
She's what?
she's currently at a huge gas station in Texas.
Oh,
And she
nice.
just asked me if I wanted anything.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
a souvenir. That's cute. Aw, moms are awesome.
And Buc-ee's like makes like homemade potato chips. And
Yep.
I was like,
Aw,
maybe those, but then she said no, they won't make it home.
aw, that's
Because I need to eat them. Okay.
That's awesome.
So what inspired you to write music?
I would say God, because
Yeah.
it was like when I became a Christian is when I started songwriting, and I used to be big into dancing, but I became a Christian. So after that, I started more evangelizing, songwriting, singing. And so, God inspired me. And then also just like the struggles I've gone through, and, in hopes that it helps other people, encourage them too. So.
Okay. Going back into the shadowy areas here, so to speak, because through some of our discussions, that's one of my specialties is not shying away from that area because I've done
Right.
Right. Whether it be before you accepted Christ or like in the trials and stuff since then, whichever way you choose to answer it. What would you say, let's go, would be like the top 2 or 3 darkest moments of your life?
Yeah. I would say one, when I went through a divorce, my husband was like mentally abusive, and well, it's kind of crazy, because at that point he kicked me and my daughter out. He was a police officer. He put a restraining order on me. He said I did all these things, like I demolished his car and all this stuff, which I didn't do. And so I found myself not being able to live at the house I happened to purchase because I had a job and I helped pay for that. And then me and my daughter, we couldn't go back because of the restraining order. So that was really dark time. But the cool thing about it is for a while, I thought it was all my fault because he was manipulative and controlling. And so I just thought everything was my fault. And then I was like in my room in my parents' house. And then there was a voice, and it was God, obviously, but that wasn't my own. And it was the first time this has ever happened, only a couple times in my life, but it said, go to the house. And I thought, well, that's kind of crazy because I have a restraining order on me. But so I went back to the house knowing that he was at work, and I still had the code, and I went inside and I saw that there was all these women's items in the bathroom and in our bedroom, and that just like woke me up. I'm like, oh, he's cheating on me. And that's what this is all about. So even though it was a super dark time, it was like a light bulb, and I just instantly woke up. So it was cool how God used that. And then after that, I'm like, no, because he didn't want me to like do ministry or band or music or anything. So after that, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do what God called me to do. I'm not gonna listen to this guy anymore. And God freed me from that relationship because of that situation. So so that ended up to be a good thing. But so that was really dark time in my life. You said 3, right?
2 or 3, whichever
2 or
you
3.
feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah. I'm trying to think that, and I mean, currently I'm going through some things with family that is, it's really hard for me. I feel like God has always given me the victory, and I'm going through this trial that just seems to be never ending. And I can't go into full detail right now, but it's, it still feels very hopeless at times. I pray that God will fix it. And I've seen little things that have happened, that are hopeful, but it's not fully, I don't know what the word is. I'm still going through it. And so, that's probably, that this has been the second worst time in my life, I guess. So, and another one is just, I had like physical pain for years that wouldn't go away, but then God eventually healed me. But, during that time, that was really hard because of the pain and struggling with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy how even something as at least big picture minute as physical pain can distract you so deeply from what he's called you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I know you're struggling with that, right? You're still struggling with.
Yeah, a little bit. I
Yeah.
actually just had the permanent restrictions appointment like a week ago, and it's not good. It was
Really?
actually even worse than I was expecting it to be.
Really? Oh,
Maximum lift, pull, push of 5 pounds with that arm
Yeah.
for the rest of my
wow.
life.
Really?
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, and nothing overhead, period, because it won't
Yeah.
go there.
Wow. And what caused all of this? It was,
Initially, I'd torn the labrum, and then because I was an idiot and tried to work through it, the shoulder ended up freezing, and it just never got mobilization again.
gotcha. Okay. Okay.
So 2 surgeries later, and I have at best 25% range of motion in any direction.
Wow. Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So,
I
but
mean,
hey, it only hurts when I move wrong, or only hurts the worst when I move wrong or breathe deeply. So no big deal.
oh man, that's frustrating. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not fun. Well, I'll be praying for healing. I mean, I know God can heal. I don't know why. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I can't figure that out, but I will. I know he can heal you, so we'll be praying for you. Yeah,
No,
definitely.
definitely appreciate it. And
Yeah.
the way I've come to look at it is honestly the same as going through like the divorce and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It hurts, but
Yeah.
it's allowed me to reach people that I might not have been able to otherwise.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
just trying to focus on it like that.
Yeah, that's great. That's a awesome perspective and great mindset.
Yeah. Well, largely thanks to this amazing chosen sister of mine from around here that keeps me grounded in that. Not to give you too much credit or anything, but I'm not going to give you none either. No,
I mean, it's just me and my gorillas.
right. Enough with your monkey business. No.
Oh, okay. So this actually started as a podcast joke originally. Gorillas. So Peter, I only have one more question, so I don't know if you.
That's fine because I've got plenty to fill it up, so no worries.
You do some more then.
Okay. All right, picking 3 to the bright side of stuff now because I don't want to be completely dark here.
Right.
What like 2 or 3 top experiences have you had where people have come up and just been so thankful to your music, taking me out of it for a minute?
No. Yeah, that's a great question. I had a really cool experience just a few months ago. We opened for Texas Hippie Coalition, and they're not a Christian band, but no, but it was a really, it was a really cool experience. It was at the in Michigan. I think it's Flint, Michigan, and so we opened for them, and then someone after our set, when we were, by the merch table, came up to me and she's like, wow, I've never had music touch me so much before. And she started like tearing up and crying. And that just really encouraged me. Like when I get, just busy or tired, or I'm like, is this really having any impact? You know what I mean? You get those thoughts, and then someone comes up to you and says that. I'm like, wow, that's really cool to hear that God used us, in a bar in Michigan. And so that was cool. Another cool experience was at Soulfest. Like we were just scheduled to play on the rock stage, and then on the way there, the guy texted me. He's like, "Do you guys want to play main stage?" I'm like, "Yes, of course we do." Like that's so cool. So that was just like a cool blessing. And then so we played our set, and we had people afterwards come up to us. I had a girl, talk to us that she's struggled with someone, her ex-husband who mentally abused her, and she just said what I said on stage, encouraged her and helped her. And then we had a little girl, a 4-year-old girl, said, "I love you because you're so sparkly." Like, so that's just adorable. Like I love little girls, but not because the music touched her, but because I had sparkles on.
Yeah. Hey, you got to reach them somehow.
That's right. Exactly. That was adorable, though. So
Yeah.
that was.
What you got next?
Oh man. Fine. Who did you listen to growing up to? It might be the same as who you listen to now. I don't know.
I listened to Metallica. Who else? Yeah, Flyleaf. I listened to Skillet. I'm trying to think who else. Oh my goodness.
All that's
Right.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah. I guess those would be like the main ones. Yeah.
No, especially with Skillet, because that's it's mind blowing how they've been around for like 35 years, and him and Corey still look no older than 40.
I know. How did they do that?
Yeah.
They have the fountain of youth or something. I don't know what's going on.
It's like I mean, I know that area of Wisconsin because they're far enough from Green Bay for that mental illness not to affect them. It's a good, helpful place to live and everything. But
I'm just gonna read that comment.
I thought I heard they moved to Nashville, though. I thought I saw.
Yeah, I think they did for like recording stuff or whatever. But apparently, they still have property up in Wisconsin.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I was wondering.
Kind of like one of those like the summer house deals or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
Nashville
gets to like 115 during the summer.
Yeah.
So I guess let's go And you can't say Jesus even because that's everyone's answer. Two characters from the Old Testament and two from the New Testament that God's really used to kind of like impact or give you examples of for your life.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's a good question. I would say Elijah. Definitely, like just a story. And I wish God would bring me up in a chariot of fire too. That would just be that would be awesome.
Right. Make for one heck of an album cover. You're not wrong.
Yeah, that is, hey, that's a great idea. Interesting. Never thought of that.
Well, yeah, it's that marketing mind I have.
Yeah, I like that idea. That and just David, and just crying out to God in our struggles and New Testament, Jesus, no.
I knew that was coming.
I would say probably Timothy and all his wisdom, and Peter and Paul and their boldness, and I would say probably those would be the most influential on me.
Yeah, I know one that's like really been for me lately, because I've actually been going through like a really deep dive Bible study that's designed to gear towards like spiritual warfare training and stuff.
Okay.
To be able to address that side of the anti-trafficking thing that I'm hoping to start up next year.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't want to just go after the physical worldly side of it. We want to have something more than that to offer too. And
Okay.
that's a whole different level of stronghold that you're going to be going up against.
Oh wow, interesting.
So, but one that's really stuck out to me lately, and largely because we've been studying her book a lot with this, but is Esther. Specifically, I think it's 4 verse 13, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, is perhaps you were put there for such a time as this.
Okay.
It's like,
nice.
Ooh, yeah,
that's
maybe.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah. So that one just like really, really hit this week, especially.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I had a Bible verse that kind of spoke to me this week, that the righteous are as bold as a lion, like just with, sharing God and not being afraid to share Jesus with people. And that was kind of impactful for me. But that's great. That I love that verse that you're mentioning with Esther. That's really cool.
Yeah. So with sharing about him and stuff, what like hesitancies or drawbacks did you have, especially from being a younger Christian to now? And how did you go about trying to overcome those?
Say that again. Sorry.
Like what hesitations or drawbacks did you have about trying to share him with others?
Oh, gotcha.
And how did you go about trying to like work through or overcome those?
Okay. Yeah. Well, sometimes you get nervous, like people are going to think you're crazy, or they just don't want to hear about it, or, or they'll be offended, those type of fears. But honestly, when I first became a Christian, I didn't have a lot of fears. I was, 15. And so I was super shy and all that. And when I became a Christian, God just totally changed me. I started like witnessing to people and, and was really outgoing, and then doing like, at talent shows, I would talk about Christ. And so I feel like initially I didn't really have those fears. I was just on fire for Christ, and just, excited to share about him. I feel like maybe the fears came in sometime later, when you see things on social media or see people say things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of gets in your head. And then, and I don't know, I guess I just read the Bible and I'm like, you know what, it doesn't matter what people think. I just have to remember that really it doesn't matter. I'm doing this for God. And, even if one life is changed and everyone else thinks I'm crazy, then it doesn't matter. Right. Like that girl, or guy, whoever that person is, they're going to heaven now, and it's worth it. So just trying not to get those fearful thoughts or give it into those fearful
Right.
thoughts.
Yeah, because you're gonna get them. It's when you let them start taking hold that the
Right.
problem arises.
Definitely, definitely. And then you get some weird, or I get some weird comments like, that's not what I like. They misunderstand the post or whatever. And I'm like, that's
Mhm.
not what I meant at all. And I don't know, you just get attacked by people. You're like, no, I meant that in a loving way. Like, I don't know. It's just like
Right.
so many misunderstandings sometimes when you online. In person, it's a little bit easier, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of it too. With loving ways being so difficult to do now because culture's redefined what that means, and it means
True.
blind acceptance as opposed to
Right.
saying I love you, but no. It's like
Right.
no isn't an allowable word anymore, apparently.
Right. According to the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Which don't even get me started on Facebook and that, because we will be here recording till about midnight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Please no.
I can imagine.
So, you have any more for the music side at all, sis?
I have no more.
Okay. Gearing towards music then, obviously getting to work with both Disciple and Fozzy recently, who's probably the best potentially Christian band out there. Because I know their lead singer's one for sure. I don't know if they're like more of the Christians that are in a band as opposed to a Christian band, but that would be my guess or read that I get on them at least.
Yeah.
Were there any, and of course asking this because we've been talking about the hip hop worship collaboration forever.
Yeah.
We should really get on that, by the way. Were there any, or are there any artists from outside your genre that you would like to collab with?
Lecrae would be cool. I would love to collab with him. Colton Dixon, I love his music. I think that would be amazing. His music is so authentic, heartfelt. I would love that. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. Lecrae would be an awesome one. Of course, that's back in my genre, so I can't say him, but there you go.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, no, I'll go into that like off camera, or if we can do like a vid chat sometime. But I've got a really good idea for that one song I mentioned for you. So
okay, cool.
So let's see. If you had to pick a tour that you guys were to get invited to, where you're the headliner, no matter who else is there.
Yeah.
Let's go 5 secular and 4 other Christian ones. Who are you inviting on it and why?
Okay. I would say Skillet, Lacey Sturm, Flyleaf, and probably Indisciple, I would say, for Christian.
Okay.
And then 5 non-Christian. I Prevail, definitely. This is maybe Metallica.
Okay.
3 more. Wow, this is really hard.
I told you I wasn't going to take it easy on you, sis.
Metallica. Oh, I don't even know. Oh, I do, but I can't remember for some reason their name right now. Oh, Black Veil Brides would be another one. Like Johnny Hawkins band would be cool, and then one more. Maybe Megadeth.
Ooh, interesting one. There's a name I haven't heard in a while. Okay. There you go. So you mentioned also that you'd done dance. Were there any like specific styles you like, and is that still something you enjoy doing, or do you focus more just music side of it now?
Yeah, I used to love doing like ballet and jazz, but I don't really focus on it. I mean, I do dancing like in my shows and incorporate that just from what I used to do, and so I just kind of like to incorporate that, but not on the side. I don't really do that. So I do
Okay.
more some acting, and that sort of thing. But yeah.
That would be the other thing I have to do. I have to actually send you the script again because we actually finished it and are in the process of finishing up the recording in
Oh.
January because we're doing the audio version first and then hopefully doing the stage version sometime this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if you want a part in it, feel free.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, send it to me.
Please. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 roles that we want to have multiple people cast for, just in case like someone's schedule doesn't work out. Then we can still go there and say we're ready and stuff like that. So,
Are you filming in or well, where are you filming at?
we're
Oh,
doing
yeah,
the
off
audio
camera.
recording out in Malta because there's no other noise there.
Oh,
Say
okay.
it off camera, guys. Say it off camera because I don't
Okay.
want our
Yeah.
audience to be.
Yeah. Location wise, Malta is safe enough, but other than that, I'll tell you off
Yeah.
camera after we.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want our audience to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I trust our audience, but some I can't.
Right, but it's
Yeah.
YouTube in general, yes.
No, I know, but you know who I'm talking about, Peter. You know exactly who I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
no, for sure.
I have
Well,
a
although she does have a
Yeah.
built-in security guard in her general area too.
I
So
know, but you know exactly who I'm talking about too.
yeah, I know. So so we'll get into that after we finish the recording part of this.
Yeah.
But
You have how many more questions do you have?
3 more.
Okay, just because
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah.
And I still haven't eaten yet. Oh dear Lord.
Oh, wow.
Food
Part of me
doesn't
just wants to
matter.
make food
No.
on while you guys are talking. I'm not gonna lie, but I
Yeah.
won't.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Okay, fine. I'll leave you guys to it.
Okay.
I mean,
So what do you think really, I mean, obviously you'd mentioned that God's like, it's something that he had laid on your heart and given you the gift to do.
Yeah.
What do you think really unlocked your passion for music? If it like a specific event or something you realized, etc.
Yeah, when I became a Christian, it was like I instantly felt called to do it and just to evangelize and do music and combine the two. So that was it. It was just like I knew right away. It's like God just gave me that gift and that calling. So
Yeah, no, that's one of the many things that's been like such an inspiration, even since we've been getting to know each other and stuff like that. Is um when I had first reached out and stuff, I was at a point where I was not really focused on God the way I should have been.
okay.
And
Yeah.
honestly, your example's been a huge reason of why I'm at where I am right now.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I truly
That's-
can't thank you enough.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm glad that, God could use me to encourage you. That's awesome. That's really encouraging to hear.
No, glad to help. I mean, I don't, especially chosen ones. I don't use the term sister lightly, and that's
Okay.
very much what you've become. So,
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. Thank you so much.
well deserved. Random, completely, just for fun one here.
Yeah.
If you could have your dream pet,
Uh-huh.
what would it be?
I like that question. 'Cause actually, we were thinking about buying a dog, and then my husband got laid off. I'm like, come on. So now we're waiting. But,
Right.
and I was thinking, and I don't know if this is a dream pet. I mean, we're thinking about getting a Shih Tzu dog,
Nice.
just because it doesn't shed and all that, and they're
Right.
cute, but I don't know
Yeah.
if that's like, I mean, I think they're adorable. I don't know if that's my dream pet. It's just because they're smaller, they don't shed, there's those kind of
Right.
things. And I'm also allergic to certain dogs. But if I could have anything, I would want, and this is not possible, but I would want a koala in my house. I love koala bears. That's not going to happen, but
Right. No, they are cute. That would be a fun one to have for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
When you
Definitely.
said Shih Tzu, we used to have two of them at the house.
You had what?
We used to have two Shih Tzus.
Oh, no way.
Mhm.
Oh,
So we got these
what were their names?
Teddy and Bear because they were teddy
Oh.
bear Shih Tzus.
Oh, that's so cute. Did you, I mean, were they good dogs? I'm asking
Yeah.
because we're thinking about getting one. Okay.
Yeah, I loved them.
Oh,
Just be careful of what they eat because they will eat everything.
really?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. That's good to know.
Keep trash cans up, especially.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know what it was,
Yeah.
but my old dog Bear loved Barbie dolls too. Like and
Really? Barbie.
So to the point,
Oh my God.
no, to the point, like my
Yeah.
dog Bear would eat the legs off Barbies.
What?
Yeah. So to the point where we had to get baby shoes for the dogs to eat.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Interesting. That's interesting. Oh, poor dog.
No, back to like the calling one for a minute. I had to look this
Yeah.
up on my Facebook to make sure I got it right. But this is
Yeah.
one of the other ones that like really hit home this past week. It
Yeah.
came off like on this date thing. I'd actually forgotten about the original post because it was back like 2017 or something like that.
Okay.
Your calling is gonna crush you. If you're called to mend the brokenhearted, you're gonna wrestle with one. If you're
Mm,
called to heal God's little ones, you're going to experience trauma,
mm,
and like so on and so forth. But
mhm,
your crushing won't be easy because your assignment's not going to be either. But you can't minister powerfully what you haven't walked out.
mm.
It's like, wow.
That is very true.
Yeah. And it's like, so it's one of those, like, I can do suffering as long as there's a point like that to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. It's like if you're like, okay, I'm suffering and there's no purpose to it, then it's like, pointless and
Right.
it doesn't give you hope. But yeah, like you said, if there's a purpose to it and it's going to help someone, but yeah, yeah, I've suffered a lot
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yeah.
that
And
is
like
true.
the very last line of or last part of the post is
Mhm,
when you're feeling the weight of it coming down on you, run to your Father who longs to be your comfort. Let him
mhm,
whisper your true identity over you while resting under the shadow of his wings, and
mhm,
position yourself against his heartbeat. Let him renew your strength and set your eyes forward. No
mhm.
olives, no oil, no grapes, there's no wine. Your oil is not cheap, my friend.
Mm,
It's like, oof, talk about
yeah.
something you needed to hear right when you needed it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for that to show up the day after the restrictions appointment, it's like,
Wow.
I
God
know.
knew. Yeah, God knew you needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's awesome how he does that.
Yeah. No, it's so what instances like that would you have to say that you've gone through in your life where it's like one of those I know, but at the same
Yeah.
time you're glad he sent you it.
Yeah. Um, I would say with the divorce, because I've met so many women who have gone through the same thing and they're like, yeah, a lot of people they don't think these things happen, they don't understand. And they're like, they can relate to what I've been through and it's encouraged them. So, I'm glad for that. But through the time, obviously didn't think I was going to make it through that moment.
Right.
And, you feel so hopeless and, with all the heartache and it just feels like it's never going to end. But then you get past it. And yeah, if I didn't go through that, if I was still, if he didn't cheat on me and I was still married, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't have this ministry. I wouldn't be in a band. I wouldn't be doing music. So, now I'm thankful, honestly, that I went through that. And that, it can help other people. And then another thing is he was very narcissistic. And I think it was at the last Cup of Joy show and someone came up to me. He's like, yeah, my dad's is narcissistic. And it was to the point, he said it was to the point where he wanted to commit suicide because
Mhm.
how awful his dad was to him. And it's like, wow, um, it's just interesting to hear all the, the stories and, to know, you're not the only one that has gone through this, and just to know that, hopefully that has encouraged someone, or, hopefully God speaks through me, encourages someone not to, go off the,
Yeah.
commit suicide or something or anything like that. Then it's all worth it, or someone
Right.
gives their life to God because they heard what I went through, then
Yeah.
it's worth
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we can use like the darkest parts of ours to be able to brighten someone else's as well, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I agree.
Okay. Two last ones. So I'll let you pick. Do you want the lighthearted or heavy one first?
Light is good.
Okay. So in, let's say, the last 2 years, what are some times where God's put someone in your life that wasn't there before that's really helped you?
Yeah. Well, after we moved back, we started attending a new church, and so I met some people that were super encouraging in the church, and just helped me, and so that was awesome. I've met also some new musicians too that just are great, great people, and that's been an encouragement too. So.
Awesome. Okay. And then final tough one, and then we'll probably wrap it up, and then I'll talk off camera for a little bit more about what we were addressing and such.
Oh, right.
Um, uh, if someone were to see this and they're at that point where they're on the verge of giving up and such, what message would you want them to know tonight specifically?
Yeah, I would want them to know that Jesus, loves them. He loves them so much that he died on the cross for their sins. So, they can have a true and personal relationship with God through Jesus. And he hasn't forgotten them. He sees what they're going through. He's there for you through the trial, and he loves you, and that you are precious to him.
Yeah, very much so, for sure. And it's good to see more people being willing to be strong enough to take a stand for that in this culture, especially because it's getting nothing but harder to do out there.
Yeah,
So I
it's
really
craziness
admire
out.
you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks for having me too. I appreciate it.
Of course, anytime. You're truly welcome whenever you want something. Last one to end on a
Yeah.
fun note. You have anything
Yeah.
new coming out that people should be aware of to look out for?
Yeah, we do. I just don't know when. I'm still waiting on the date, and it's killing me. But hopefully, I'll know in a week or two at the most, or by January. But yeah, I just did a remake of a song. I won't say what it is, but it features someone, but I won't say who it is. But that's all I can really say. It's a remake of a song, and it features someone that I'm really, really excited about. I can't wait till it comes out. I'm also going to be co-writing with someone else, but I can't say anything about that yet. I think in the next few weeks. So hopefully that means that will come out maybe January, February, depending how, fast or slow the process goes.
Right.
And then I'm waiting to hear hopefully about doing a new album, but I haven't gotten official yes or no on that yet. So I'm kind of waiting on that, but at least a couple new songs. And I do have something else I'm in the works on too. And I'm hoping, I talked to someone, they might be able to be featured on it too, but I'm waiting for an answer in January. So there you have it. It's kind of vague, but
Well, no,
you'll
it
hear
just
more
gives
too.
us a target date to have you back on then.
Yes. Once I know, I will let you know.
Sounds like a plan. So to finish it up, even though I'm going to steal her line to do this.
Oh, no, you're not. 'Cause I have many more.
So where can people find you guys?
What? Are you stealing mine?
I told you I was going
Stole
to.
your part. Come on.
Fine, I did the last one.
Okay.
It's because I have more shows this week, and that's not fair. But fine. That's my- or that's my- I don't know.
Yeah, you can, well, you can find our stuff, ignescentmusic.com is the website. And then on Spotify. So our album is Fighting Me by Ignescent on Spotify. Not Today by Ignescence on Spotify. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Music. Instagram has a link tree, like a link on it in the bio, and you can click on that with like to find everything, our merch online and our music as well. So TikTok, Ignescent Music, Instagram, Ignescent Music, Facebook, Ignescent Music. So yep, that's where you can find us.
Okay, and got to get one teasing shot in at you because otherwise we wouldn't be the siblings that we are otherwise. Now that merch that you have, does that include signed posters that are like 2 years late now?
Oh, Whoops, sorry, I might have forgot that one.
No, just had to tease you about that.
Sorry about that.
No, you're all good. No worries.
Things have been crazy. I think
crazy time at that point.
that must have slipped my mind. But yeah, I don't think we have posters online currently, but yeah, but we have like leggings and all that stuff. But yes. But at our, you can get it at our shows, definitely.
Okay, cool. Well, there we go. Oh. So you want to go ahead and round us out then, sister?
No, where can people find you? I'm turning back on you.
Yeah, details. No, it'd be at the as a regular co-host on the Mac and Cheese podcast, and then YouTube under Fresh Fire, and hopefully releasing some faith-based hip hop here shortly.
Okay, were you going to mention another podcast, or are you making me do that one too?
No, that one's yours to do.
No. Okay,
yes, fine. Just because I'm the title consultant, nothing more.
No, I meant Midwestern.
I know, that one's yours.
So you guys can find me on Mac and Cheese. I'm the owner. Where else? Oh no, there's a lot more now. That's not fair.
Yep, that's why I gave it to you.
I know, I hate this though. Midnight Cheers Nerd, where Cassie and I just talked about Wicked. That's that one. I don't really do Life of Mary anymore. That's like my personal channel. And then Midwestern Chaos. And you guys can possibly see some future guests on Mac and Cheese. And I'm not gonna say who, but okay. Peter, what do you have coming up?
Potentially a review of how the Bears have managed to screw the season up so bad.
Yes! Can we do that? Wait, can we do that? I'm dead serious.
Yeah. Get their quarterback of the future. That's going to take the division away from whoever wins it this year and not give it back for a decade after that. So you guys better do what you're going to do this year because it's not going to be possible.
It's not us. It's the Lions.
I can care less about them. I just don't want you guys to win.
Oh man.
He's sad over here.
Much like your guys' quarterback's situation when he was out, I have no love for the Packers.
Oh, whatever. I couldn't do that. Was coming back at me too.
You have.
I know.
Well, Pat, thank you again so much for coming on tonight. It's a pleasure to have you, and you are definitely welcome anytime.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.
Do you want to take my mind away from me again? I didn't go yet for what I have coming out.
I know. Wow. For you to say.
So because this is going to be out tomorrow, we will have Nick on his third attempt.
Yeah.
On Mac and Cheese at 6:30 Central, and there will be an episode with Felipe, who does Brazil, Packers, Brazil, Cheesehead Brazil. He did interview with the Packers when he was in Brazil.
Nice.
Also, please check out the interview that I recently did with ESPN. That was super fun. And I just want to give one shout out two shout outs really quick for that episode for that to happen. I want to give a shout out for my mom's friend, Jamie.
Mm-hmm.
Without Jamie, I wouldn't be able to interview ESPN like I did last Sunday. And then so I want to thank Hurricane Tina's because without her, she's our official first bar that we can actually record and live stream at officially. I know I told you, Peter, about Oasis.
Yeah.
However, we don't got confirmation from Oasis yet. We do
Okay.
officially have confirmation from Hurricane Tina's, who did ask ESPN to record those. And I
Awesome.
did have 7 minutes with ESPN, and that's why
Cool.
we're kind of repping their merch right now to show them love. And support.
Nice.
So, guys, please follow. I forgot their Twitter. I'll put it in the description. No, because that's how busy I've been. I'll just
Yeah.
put it.
Yeah.
That's how busy I am.
Okay. Well, to steal your last line that you didn't say, any final thoughts from either of y'all?
Okay, to be fair, I didn't have that question posed because I wasn't going to ask that. Just stop taking my lines.
Then start saying them.
No, I literally did not have the final thoughts question. So that's why I didn't say that.
Fair enough. So, do either of you have any?
No, not for once, no.
No, I don't think so.
You!
Well, sounds good. Thank you guys both so much for being willing to do this tonight, and we will be in touch shortly.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks.
Am I-
Bye.
Bye, everyone.